guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with my collage masterboard and wanted to come on and do like another cluttered collage. If you saw my last video, I obviously just didn't get time to do this one. But I'm hoping that I'm going to get this one done reasonably quickly. So I'm going to talk and do, you know, to hopefully kind of achieve that. But I'm thinking I'm going to try and do a cluttered collage for a journal cover. So yeah, if we get time in this video, going to try and do it. If not, it will obviously have to be in a separate video, but we'll see how we get on. I mean, obviously it will just depend how dithery that I am doing this particular collage. So we will just see, you know. I mean, I'm probably being way too ambitious because, you know, what am I thinking? That I'm going to actually manage to do the whole cover in this video. That's just very unlikely, isn't it, to be honest? But well, I mean, stranger things have happened, I guess. So we'll just see how we get on. So I'm just going to cut out some bits and pieces to use here. So I'll just take this other bow. I'm just sticking with the ones that are sort of purple in colour at the moment. So yeah, I don't think I want to have any green, although I'm just going to kind of get a little bit of green showing on here and then we can see. Only because I have got the green of those postage stamps. Oh no, I don't think that's quite how we want it. Right, okay. So I'll just cut out this purple one. This one might be going to be too big, I don't know. Again, because obviously these collage masterboards, they're just on some book page, but it's not like massive book page. It's bigger than reading book, as I kind of said before. It's bigger than a reading book, but it's not as big as like a coffee table book. So yeah, it's like in between the size. So let's just take that. Okay. Oh, that looks horribly purple on there actually now, doesn't it? I'm now thinking, oh, I'm not so sure about the purple. I mean, it will depend where I put it. I mean, actually down here it looks fine, to be fair. So yeah, some of it's just depending on the positioning, isn't it, I suppose. So I was wondering whether we might like to have a dictionary definition or anything. No, I don't think that's quite right. Okay. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. I'm no longer really using just things on my desk because believe it or not, I have whittled the pile down, not completely, but to a point where actually, you know, the things on the desk are not necessarily going to be the best things to be using. So yeah, I'm going to now start veering off into some other bits and pieces instead. That's not quite the right colour. Oh, that's too big. Honestly, I mean, I say this all the time, but the amount of things that we've got, and yet still the amount of times I don't have, I've just cut those end bits off of this actually, because I thought I'd just use it without the end bits. The amount of times I still don't have quite the right thing. I mean, how does that work? That out of all these tons and tons and tons of things that we have, still don't have quite the right thing. And the amount of times that happens, it's not like kind of once or twice, it's all the time. All the time. It's really bizarre, isn't it? I mean, it just goes to show how much stuff you really do need, doesn't it? I actually don't think there's any purple butterflies in here, weirdly enough. No, I had not even noticed that until now. Yeah, there's no purple ones at all. And even more bizarre that I just hadn't even noticed that until now. Okay, so not that at all. I thought there might have been some that's still toned, but no, they don't really go, do they? So let's put those away. Okay, let's see what else I've got. I've got some bright roses. They might not be quite the right colour either. Honestly, I mean, it's so shocking, but we have all these tons of things. I know I'm saying this again, but you know, it just, I don't know, never fails to amaze me, to be honest, at just how much stuff we do genuinely need. Right, let's have a look. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm just going through my little fussy cuts, you know, that are sort of beside my desk in the photo boxes, just seeing whether I've got some things that would look good. So just bring in a couple of bits and pieces from here. Okay. Just grabbing any at all that I think might be, you know, even have sort of vague potential that we could use. So let's just see, you know, any at all, just any kind of vague potential whatsoever. Then they're coming in. They are coming in as potential candidates to be used here. I'm so sorry, I should have really sorted out some bits first, but you know, I actually I didn't realise it was going to be such a tough choice. Tough to find some. Okay, right, what have we got? What have we got? We've got the bright roses. I think these are going to be too bright. Yeah, they are a bit on the bright side, aren't they? Let's just try. I mean, it does kind of liven it up, I guess, doesn't it? Or perhaps they're too big. Actually, I think it's that they're too big because, you know, this is not the biggest page, like I said. So actually, I think that's more the issue, is the size rather than the colour. So I'm going to keep these out as potential pieces to use. So let's put those away. Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to be good and tidy as I go, so as I don't create more mess all over the desk. You know, it does not come naturally to me to be putting things away. I've got this little like fence / gate type piece. Let's just like that. Just see. I mean, obviously I will be inking any of these pieces before putting them on, so that any white areas, you know, I can get rid of before sticking them down. So let's just cut this one round. Okay. Oh my goodness me, come on. Okay. Oh, this is super fiddly to do on camera. I mean, it's probably super fiddly anyway, but doing it on camera, I feel like it's taking me forever. Yeah, it feels like it's just literally taking me all day to do this. Okay. Okay. Oh, and after all that, I don't really like it there anyway. Oh my gosh, what a waste of time. Right, yeah, I'm not going to use any pieces from this. No, I don't think they're quite right. Okay, let's get rid of those. Aha, I have some shoes here. Do we have any shoes that we want to use? Oh, I've got this boot. Have you noticed everything's now very purple on here? I mean, I was kind of thinking we would go more with the pink, really. But yeah, I've now kind of just ended up going purple, all out purple on here. It's fine, I don't mind. But again, I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that when you start off, you just can't sometimes tell, you know, which way you're going to kind of veer. And then, you know, just suddenly, before you know it, you've kind of gone at a completely different way to perhaps what you had originally expected. Which, you know, I mean, I guess that goes to show why it's good to have just an open mind. Because otherwise you just feel disappointed with what you've done, don't you? So, yeah, right, let's get rid of these birdhouses. I don't want to use those. Okay, they are gone. Right, let's see what other shoes we've got. This is where I now find I haven't got enough of the purple shoes. I've just got one. Oh, would you believe it? I've only got one shoe here. Oh, right, okay. Oh, this is just disaster of a video. Right, let me ink up this gap in the flower because I'm not loving seeing the white coming through there. So we'll just ink that up and just see how that looks. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Right. Okay, I might do a bit of gluing as we go, I think, with this one. So let's just glue this piece here. Okay, like that. Let's press that down. And then let's just put the notes on. Okay, let's glue that down. I might have some of my shoes behind me. I'm just going to see, because then I could just cut a couple out. Because I think the shoes would be good on here, to be honest. I think they look fun and they would, you know, go really nicely on here. So yeah, I'll have a look and see if I've got some. I've printed some out recently. So I'm thinking there's a good chance they're just on the pile behind me. I did like a mass print run the other day because I'd run out of you know, loads and loads of things. So yeah, I'm kind of hopefully well stocked again now. Is the plan anyway. Right, let me just have a look. Hold on 2 moments. It's all just neatly in a pile, so yeah, it shouldn't take me too long to just have a quick flick through. Yeah, and I've got loads of kind of things here on this pile that are like planned, you know, for future videos. So they're all kind of sat here behind me, just ready to go, ready and waiting. Oh, there's none there. Let's see if I can put some in this my little folder. No, can't see any in there either, would you believe? Oh, would you believe it? What am I doing? Okay, one last place to look. Okay. Oh, well, that's very annoying. But what I have suddenly noticed, I've got some of my purpley shaded pieces from one of my Perfect Pocket sets. So I might be able to use some of those pieces. I'm just quickly double checking. Hold on. So sorry about this, guys. Yeah, it really won't be very long, I promise. I promise. Just, you know, talk amongst yourselves, as they would say. Oh, sorry, that sounded really rude. Oh, don't you just hate it when you think that you've got something and then when you check, actually it turns out you haven't got the bits that you thought after all. And the amount of times that happens, it's just beyond frustrating. I'm just going to check in my little stash beside me just in case there's some there, because I just think the shoes would look really cool. Well, cool or not, I think they're not going to happen today. Yeah, they're not going to happen today. I mean, I could stop and go and print some more, but to be honest, I'm really trying my best to, you know, not keep on having to stop things all the time lately, because I know I've said this before, but, you know, actually when you edit the videos, it really takes up quite a lot of time because, you know, sometimes you'll find that then, I don't know, it's not got enough storage to resave the film and things like that. So if I can possibly avoid having to do that, then it's much better, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of avoid it really. Okay. And I do apologise, I can't remember which pocket set this is actually from. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm thinking maybe pocket set. I really don't know. Maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's in my shop, and you know, hopefully it would be kind of evident which one it was. So I do apologise that I just can't remember, I'm afraid, because it's quite a long time since I made these and used them. So yeah, just trying to remember is always a challenge for me, to be honest. Trying to remember anything's a challenge. Okay. Yeah, I do really like this boot here, so I'm just going to put this boot down, even if it is the only one that we're going to have now. That's just mystifying, because I definitely printed a load of these. So I am just now completely baffled as to what I've done with them. Okay. There we go. Take this one, just in case we want to have this at all. These Perfect Pocket packs, they're fantastic for having all little bits and pieces to play with. You know, they really contain a lot of little bits and bobs. So, you know, yeah, I find them really handy for, you know, things like this, or snippet rolls or clusters, you know, because the ephemera sheets, obviously they contain all sorts of little bits and pieces for cutting out. So, you know, and touch wood, I mean, they're all kind of coordinated and, you know, go together. So it's quite nice because it cuts out a lot of the, you know, the work trying to find things that actually go together. So, yeah, really kind of quite handy things to have. You know, I was going to say handy things to have on hand, but yeah, that was a bit too many hands in that sentence, but you know what I mean. They're quite handy to just have at the ready. Okay. Let's just take this one here. Yeah, maybe this little decorative piece here. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually really excited to try my theory of doing a cover. I don't know whether it's going to work, to be honest. It might just look really pretty awful. It was, yeah, I just kind of, I was looking at the other cluttered collage boards that we did, and I just thought they're so lovely. You know, I didn't really want to kind of cut into them. I mean, of course I will cut into them, but yeah, so then I was kind of thinking, oh, well, I wonder if I could do anything else with them. And I thought, cover. Obviously, they're a little bit on the big side to use as a cover. And that's the other thing why I'm not quite sure whether this is going to work 100% for a cover, because, of course, you know, the pieces are going to be quite small then, and it might then just look really rubbish. We'll see. But, yeah, I mean, I'd love it if it does work, because I think, oh, you know, what an awesome looking cover that would be. It would have such a fun effect, wouldn't it? But yeah, I don't know whether it's going to work, to be honest. But it would be cool if it did. Very cool if it did. Don't think I really want these flowers. I don't think they're quite the thing that I want here. So I like that one, but yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to bother with the others. Quite like that butterfly there. Let's get this one down. And I've got some purple stamps as well. So it's a shame that I haven't got any more of those purple shoes, because they would have looked very cool on here. Okay. I had the weirdest thing happen with a video the other day. It was a stop and start video because there was some sewing and, you know, drying with the embossing thing and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it had a lot of different, you know, sections that I had to join together. And it was just really weird because when I went to edit it, there was a massive portion of it, you know, and bearing in mind they had all been filmed in different separate chunks, that was in like slow motion. So, and to be fair, I only noticed it because when I went to save the video, having joined all the bits together, it came out that it was something like 2 hours, 58 minutes. And I thought, what? I didn't film for that long, surely. You know, sometimes I do get, you know, involved in what I'm doing and not notice the time. But come on, I mean, 3 hours, I surely would have noticed that. And then, so I thought, well, you know, obviously my phone's mucking about. So I tried switching the phone off and on and things like that. And when I then went in and played the video, sure enough, there was a massive, massive, massive chunk of it that just was in like slow motion. And obviously I had this voice like a sort of monster. Yeah, I sounded like literally a monster. Because it was like, hello. It was very strange. And that was massive, massive, massive chunks of the video. But what was weirder, it wasn't all of the chunks, if you see what I mean. So each particular little section had just a couple of sections, if that makes sense. Which just seemed even weirder, to be honest. I don't know why, you know, why did that happen? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. I mean, maybe I have and just can't remember, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't recall having that happen before. But yeah, very annoying because that took obviously ages to, you know, amend that because it was all different bits that had that happen. You know, it wasn't like straightforward as in, oh, it's here. It was like, oh, I've got to go through and check every single individual element, you know, to kind of see whether that's gone like it. But as I say, what was more mystifying, I've got no idea why that even happened in the first place because it wasn't the whole video, you know, and it wasn't even the whole section of chunks, you know. And I mean, obviously once I press record, I don't generally touch the camera again until I press stop. So yeah, I've no idea why that happened, but very, very, very annoying nonetheless. So yeah, very strange. I mean, thankfully, I did manage to kind of edit it and change it because I mean, at first I thought, oh, that's going to be a throwaway now. You know, I can't get it back to any sort of, you know, reasonable format. Anyway, luckily I did manage to get it back to a format that was then, you know, watchable. Well, normal speed, you know. But yeah, why it actually happened in the first place is just going to be forever a mystery. Forever a mystery. Just weird, isn't it, when these things happen? I mean, honestly, technology just, I mean, is amazing. I'm not slagging it off, but just every now and then, it kind of just baffles you. It seems to go off and just do completely its own thing. You know, for no reason whatsoever. It's like, oh, I just fancy doing this today. And that was just what had happened in that video. So, yeah. No rhyme or reason for why that had happened. It just did. So, well, I mean, it probably just didn't, if you see what I mean. I'm sure I probably did do something. I'm sure it was user error, but, you know, I just mean to this day, I've no clue what I actually did to cause that to happen, which is worrying because obviously that means I could do that again. And as it was quite faffy to actually, you know, put right, you know, I'd like not to do it again. But anyway, I mean, hopefully it won't be a frequent occurrence, you know. But yeah, just very weird why it even happened in the first place. Who knows? Who knows? Right, okay. Quite like even just that up there, actually. Might just quickly ink around that bow a bit. Yeah, I mean, technology, where would we be without it, to be honest? I mean, you know, it's so amazing. I love the fact that we are all able to craft together. And I say this all the time, and it's probably like, oh my gosh, here she goes again. But I just find it incredible because, you know, I know I've said this loads of times before as well, but I haven't got kind of, you know, my family members, nobody's a crafter, you know. I mean, my daughter, thank goodness, she is a very crafty girl, and, you know, she's very artistic and all that. But even she's not, you know, she's not a crafter like we are, you know. She likes drawing and colouring best, and she likes playing with sellotape, you know. I know I've said that before, but yeah, I mean, she loves playing with sellotape, but she's, you know, she doesn't craft how we do. So this is like amazing to be able to share our love of crafting with one another on here, where we actually all are, you know, doing the same thing and we're all loving the same thing. I mean, that is just incredible. So yeah, it's really like life-changing, isn't it? And I mean, of course, for me it's been life-changing because, you know, I'm now doing this as my job. Yay! Which, you know, still now I kind of like pinch myself all the time. I can't believe this is my job. You know, this is just like, I feel like I'm living the dream, you know. Living the dream. Because, you know, who has a job that they truly, truly, truly love? I mean, I kind of feel like I live, you know, live, sleep, eat, breathe my job, which, you know, that would be absolutely awful if obviously it was a job that you weren't really keen on. But to actually be doing a job that you really, really, really love, I mean, that's like, oh, wow, how lucky am I? So, yeah, you know, really can't believe how fortunate that we are, you know, through technology to be able to create this amazing community and, you know, share our love and our passion of crafting. It's just literally phenomenal. So yeah, and I know that, you know, loads of you feel the same, because I know lots of you obviously kind of message me and say similar things, and, you know, we're just so lucky, aren't we? And hey, I mean, kids of today, they just will never know, you know, how it was back in our day, you know, where we didn't have this technology, obviously, or this ability. And, you know, things have changed so unrecognisably. I mean, yeah, I don't think kids could really kind of imagine quite how it was, you know. And, I mean, they probably don't really care, to be honest, anyway. But, you know, they really couldn't comprehend, I think, you know, how very much it's changed. You know, and I just feel so privileged to be, you know, part of it. And, you know, especially, you know, like I say, to be able to actually do it as my job is like, oh, wow, how lucky am I? This is like a dream come true. Morning. Just saying good morning to my son, who's just got up. Did you have a nice night last night? Yeah. My son went clubbing last night. So, because obviously he turned 18 during the lockdown, and, you know, obviously wasn't able to go to any nightclubs or anything like that, you know, and he obviously hadn't been to one before. And yeah, they've only just literally reopened. So, you know, it's been a long time and lots of patients waiting for them. So I think he went to one last week. Well, not think, he did go to one last week, but he didn't stay that late because I know that his friend, one of them was working the next morning. You know, they'd gone on the Saturday night, but he was working on the Sunday. So, yeah, that was a bit unfortunate timing. So they weren't really able to stay very late, but they went again last night to a different club. But, you know, obviously they were out a lot later. So, I mean, I think he said he was getting picked up at 1 o'clock. They'd, I mean, kids, they're funny today, aren't they? I know that my my nephew, I can remember my sister saying that, you know, like a few times he'd go and pick people up because they'd pay him, you know, when he first passed his driving lessons, you know, driving test. Obviously, they're quite willing, aren't they? Because they love driving around. And, you know, so they'll kind of like offer to pay for that, you know, for a lift from wherever they've been. So that's what my son did last night was, I think him and his friends clubbed together and then paid one of their other friends, I don't know, £25 or something. They were, I don't know, about 20 miles from where we live, I suppose. I think they paid him £25 to go and pick them up, which obviously, you know, that's kind of probably better than getting a taxi. And, you know, they obviously then at least they knew he was coming to get them. They didn't have to kind of wait around for a taxi or anything like that. So, yeah, that's what they did last night. So, yeah, fun times. I mean, you know, obviously it must have been miserable for all the people who did kind of turn 18 and things during that lockdown. I mean, you know, that's a shame, isn't it, for them? I mean, you know, to have waited all those years to be able to kind of go out legally drinking and, you know, all of those kinds of things. I mean, I don't drink, so to be honest, couldn't think of anything I would less want to do. But having said that, obviously I did drink when I was younger. And yeah, what a shame for all those people who turned 18 and weren't really able to kind of go out celebrating as they'd kind of probably pictured in their whole lives that they would be. So it's really cool now that obviously everything has opened and he was able to go. So I think it's again very different obviously to when we were young because of the pandemic. You know, they're having to book in and things like that, you know, like pre-book. You can't just turn up at a club and expect to get in. You've had to, you know, pre-book your tickets in advance. That's at the moment. I have heard kind of rumours and things about then you might need to have like vaccine passports and, you know, things like that to actually gain entry. I don't think they've done that yet because, of course, not that many of the 18-year-olds have been double jabbed. I mean, my son's had one, but, you know, he's not had his second one yet. So I guess that would be a bit mean, wouldn't it, to... Oops, what was that? Oh, look what's just happened. Oh, dear, I'll have to get my... my jewellery making skills. No, I don't have any jewellery making skills, to be honest. Yeah, to try and kind of put that back in. I have got some of that E6000 or E2000, I don't know, the metal type glue. I've got some of that. Let me just put on a different ring for the remainder of the video. I keep a few rings in my drawer here, in my craft drawer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got some of that like metal glue. So I will try and just stick it back together with that. Oh, there we go. That's thrown me right off. I can't remember now what we were saying. I don't know. But anyway, isn't it nice that the kids can all go out now and, you know, kind of enjoy their lives and things, you know? Because, I mean, they've had to be patient and, you know, been waiting a long time to be able to kind of go out and celebrate and things like that. Because, I mean, obviously his whole, you know, year group that he was at school with, I mean, unless they were like pre-Christmas, I guess all of them have celebrated pretty much, you know, whilst nightclubs and things haven't been open. You know, they've all celebrated their 18th birthdays while things were closed. So, yeah, it's really, really nice for them to be able to actually now finally go out and enjoy themselves. So, yeah. Okay, right, just seeing whether I want any of these bits. I think these are, you know, they're not really, they're too big, you know, for these particular masterboards. So, yeah, I'm not going to use those. But it was worth a try, wasn't it? Just in case. Worth a try, just in case. Right, I'm just having a quick scan around the desk and seeing whether there's anything else that I can even see that I might be able to use. The only thing that I have got is I've got these couple of flowers here, which again are from that Perfect Pockets set. Let's just cut out this. I mean, again, this is very kind of loosely cut, you know, because obviously it's going to have a lot of white in it because it's got all those little very fiddly tiny leaves and things like that. So just kind of cut the best I can. And then, of course, you know, we'll just ink it up and that will just hopefully disguise, you know, I mean, yeah, shoddy cutting really, but, you know, in fairness, you can't sort of do much about it when the pieces are so tiny. You know, it's going to be shoddy cutting, so like that, okay. Like that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what time did you get in then, sweetie?
About 1:30.
1:30. Your friend went and picked you up all right and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's good. I was just telling everyone about how, you know, you've had a long wait because obviously you turned 18 and everything was shut down and, you know.
Yeah.
And said how these days, you know, you kids kind of pay your friends to come and give you a, you know, pick you up and things, which is quite good, doesn't it? It saves you getting taxis and all that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Probably would have cost, I don't know, maybe 50, 40
Oh,
quid.
that's so much money, isn't it? You know, plus nice, obviously, to be able to, you know, have your friend sort of earn some money and,
yeah, exactly.
you know, all positive, isn't it? Like a win-win situation.
Yeah.
So, oh, well, you can tell me about it in a minute. So,
Right.
yeah. Oh, I look forward to hearing about all their antics in a minute. So, yeah, probably best he doesn't tell me on here, just in case there's any things that shouldn't be broadcast. No, I'm sure that they were all very well behaved, but you never know, do you? So, anyway, he didn't look worse for wear. He didn't look like he was too hungover or anything like that. So, I mean, hopefully they were sensible. Oh, I'm not going to have that. I was kind of trying to fit it in somewhere, but yeah, to be honest, sometimes, you know, you've got to just leave things, haven't you, and think, well, maybe there's no place for that. Right, okay, I think that's kind of all that I want to put on here. I'm just having a quick final scour of the desk. The only other thing is I do have obviously some numbers, and I've got some purple ones or lilac ones, so I'll just see whether I want to have any. Oh, yeah. Just see, are there any lilac-y numbers that we want to have? Let's have a look. They look a bit grey actually compared to the other stuff here, so. Oh, that's quite nice. I mean, just, yeah, I'm just trying to get that more is more thing going on around the board. I mean, actually, this one looked lovely wherever I put it. It was one of those that just had that really nice look wherever it went, wherever it landed. I think we'll have it here. Okay, let's just dab that blue from around there. Okay, and maybe have this one here. Just, yeah, just so I've got lots of interest and lots of things to look at really on the board. So, I mean, I'm not saying it necessarily needs anything else. Oh, do you know, I've just put that in the wrong place, haven't I? Did I put it over there in the first place? I'm not sure now. Not even too sure where I put it, whether I put it over to the left or not. Okay. This one I think is the bit on the big side, so not that one. These are obviously the same, so I'm not sure I want the same. Let's just see. Okay. Yeah, I've had that E6000 glue, or I can't remember whether it's E6000 or 2000 or anyway. It's a number. It's a number. I can't remember which. But the jewelry making glue. Well, it's not really jewelry making, but you know, metal work glue. I've had that for a really long time. Been wanting to try it, and yeah, just haven't got round to trying it. So yeah, I'll see how I get on with it. I don't think I've even opened it yet. So this will be the perfect time to get it out and see what it's like. I know it's very popular, so it obviously does do its job very well, because I've heard lots of people talking about it. So oh, I'm going to put that up there in that corner, weirdly enough. It's overhanging, so I mean it will have to be, you know, sliced off slightly, but it looks quite good up there, I think. So yeah, let's just push that down, and then yeah, I'll just trim it from the behind. It's not overhanging too much, but just a tiny bit, so just square it off like that. Okay, oops. Okay, looking good. Do we think we can cram anything else on there, or do we think actually, you know what, it's time to just call it quits there? I think probably that's enough. Got quite a bit going on there, haven't we now? So yeah, I hope that you like it. Obviously there is not now time to do the cover, so I will come back and we'll do the cover together. I don't know whether I would do the collage in first and then we'll come back and do the cluttery bit, or whether we'll do the collage in and the cluttery bit. I'm not sure. But yeah, I hope that you like this one, and I shall go off now, fix my ring, have a cup of tea, and hear all about my son's night out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.